What's up, everybody? Caroline's back, and Caroline on the comfy couch talking about supplements today. There seems to be a lot of questions and uncertainty, especially for women, when it comes to supplements. What do you need to take? When do you need to take it? How much do you need to take? And what do you invest in? Or what do you go cheaper on? And so I want to tell you all what I'm taking currently in my competition prep, but also what I take year round to help with stress management, maintaining muscle mass, and overall keeping a healthy hormone balance. So first off, disclaimer, all these products I use daily. Some of them I am paid to promote and will receive kickback if you purchase from me. So I appreciate any support that you have. And I just want to let you know that any products that I've ever used or tested, that is something that I'm extremely passionate about and wanting to give you guys the best up-to-date information on products that I believe are the best on the market and you're going to get the most value from. So just want to go ahead and explain that. But first and foremost, there are a few brands that I use a lot. First and foremost, we've got New Ethics, and these are three of the products that I'm using right now from New Ethics that I'm going to talk about. Then I also use products from Morphogen Nutrition. Ben's awesome, know him personally from Ohio. Just Thrive, I love their probiotics, which we're going to talk about. And I also use a few different generic brands like American Health, Now, Jarrow Formulations, Sprouts brand, and Life Extension. All right, so I want to talk about supplements today because I think a lot of women, they get confused on what women should take versus what men take. And to be completely honest, a lot of products out there are usable for both men and women. Sex, gender does not matter a lot of the times if you're buying a generic type of supplement that is beneficial for both males and females. Now, there are a few differences depending on what angle you're trying to achieve. If it's for weight loss, muscle gain, hormone balance, sleep, there are some that you're gonna have a few different. That is my crock pot going off. I just made some shredded chicken in the crock pot. There's going to be a few different products that you might need to use different levels versus male or female. So just keep that in mind, and we're going to go ahead and talk about that here now. So like I was saying before, I've used a lot of different products throughout my 5 years being, I would say, committed to my health and committed to my long-term health. And I've done, Walmart brand. I've done some of the top of the line products that was like $100 for a month supply. I've done everything one end to the other. And so I've done a lot of research as well, talked to a lot of different people in the industry to kind of know, number one, what do we really need for our bodies? And number two, how you go about balancing that. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk about like my morning routine first. A lot of you know, I like to really start my day focused on a routine, relaxing, and going into the day with a positive attitude. And especially when you start to diet or you're in a lower caloric intake, that can be really challenging for some people. So two things that I usually take first thing in the morning, I have my phosphodiesterone, and this is Jarrow brand. This is probably one of the best quality FOS that I've found. That's the abbreviation for it. This will help with your cognitive functionality in your brain when you start to go diet brain, which I am definitely doing right now. If you don't get this one specifically, this is 100 milligrams. Most women, if you're starting to diet, recommend between 100 to 200, maybe 300 max for your dosing per day. Secondly, this is our magnesium. I've used a lot of different magnesiums. And to be honest with you, magnesium is one of these supplements that I do not recommend skimping on. Life Extension as a brand itself is top quality. They do a lot of studies on their products. This is a blended magnesium, so it has magnesium oxide, citrate, succinate, and glycinate, chelate. I normally would be getting a magnesium malate, but depends on what you're trying to get, because magnesium as a whole is a muscle relaxant. I use magnesium to dose specifically for hormone balance and stress relief and PMS symptoms. So I normally am taking 600 to 800 milligrams per day. That's just what I figured out works for me and my body. I used to get extremely severe cramps. I would get muscle cramps sometimes, get stomach aches, and I feel like a lot of people in general, we are deficient in magnesium. Part of that is our nutrition today. A lot of the vegetables that are usually higher in magnesium, it's depleted a little bit because of poor soil quality or some chemicals, pesticides used on the plants. The plants themselves naturally aren't going to have as much magnesium in them. But also, if you are suffering from any type of gut issue, gut dysbiosis, some type of hormonal imbalance that's not allowing you to truly digest and assimilate nutrients from your foods, that's where it's important to add in magnesium. So even though I'm eating grains, which have a good amount of magnesium, I still add in magnesium myself. I up the dosage around my cycle, so about 5 days to the start of my period, I'm going to increase my magnesium by about 100 to 200 milligrams per day. And even on my period, I might take an extra capsule of it. So like I said, most people in general, you need to have at least 200 milligrams magnesium per day. But for women especially, I recommend 400 as the minimum that you're adding in if you're going to add it in. So those are the main two that I take first thing in the morning. You don't have to take them with food, which is great. You can take magnesium whenever, and you can take phos whenever. So the next thing that I would be taking in the morning with food, vitamin C. Now, a lot of people are, I would say, thinking about vitamin C when you're getting colds or COVID, you want to boost your immune system. Well, vitamin C and vitamin B go hand in hand to keeping cellular development, keeping your immune system healthy, but also helping with that muscular tissue, connective tissue, to keep your skin healthy. Basically for overall wellness is why I like vitamin C. Those are 1,000 milligrams. That's something, honestly, vitamin C is so easily accessible. You can kind of go on the cheaper end. I try and find ones that are a higher dosage and fewer ingredients because, as you know, a lot of pills out there have fillers, which is really unfortunate. So just do what you can and make it work. Next thing in the morning, if I'm doing a carb meal, I'm going to be adding in some digestive enzymes to help me break down the carbohydrates, especially because it's the first meal of the day. I want to make sure that my digestive system is able to take in that food readily. I wake up at about 5:45 right now, and I don't eat my first meal until about 9 to 9:30. So if I am fasted per se, or if I do some EAAs, which I'm going to talk about, that will already kickstart my body saying that we are working, it's time to digest food, it's time to have nutrients in the body. If not, I always make sure I'm taking digestive enzymes to just assist in breaking down that food. The papaya is actually one of the best natural digestive enzymes, bromelain in it especially. So I highly recommend looking into that. These are chewables as well. Honestly, that bottle is one of the most affordable brands. It's like 18 bucks for 360 chewables, which you take 3 per serving. So check them out. That's the American Health brand of the Super Papaya digestive enzymes. And last but not least, I take this in the morning with my coffee from Morphogen Nutrition, adaptogen, and you guys might have seen on Instagram, I was talking a lot about mushrooms and stress regulation with mushrooms. This product is literally anything you could want, from mushrooms to stress relief to overall immunity in one package. So we've got 3 different key mushrooms that also help with longevity. You've got cordyceps, lion's mane, reishi, and then you have holy basil extract, which actually in Ayurvedic medicine is one of the better ones when women have stress responses. So adding in holy basil, you guys might have heard of ashwagandha. They compare the two a lot for women for stress relief. This product also has a phosphatidylcholine, which also helps with cell regeneration. It's similar to the phosphodiesterone, but a little bit different. We've got magnesium bark extract, Siberian ginseng, and ubiquinol and neurofactor. So honestly, it doesn't taste too bad either. It's vanilla cream flavor or a chocolate flavor. You can put it in coffee, you could put it in cream of rice with some cinnamon, put in your oats, you could put it in a protein shake, whatever you want. Do it first thing in the morning, post-workout. I actually do a half of a scoop, so then maybe later on in the day I can do another half a scoop if I want to or need to. So that's what I take in the morning for my supplements. Now, if I'm doing cardio, a lot of people ask about fasted cardio. Do you do anything with your fasted cardio? I used to train fasted cardio without anything, just doing water. And recently my coach had me start doing EAAs, which I also use Morphogen Nutrition, Synthogen. So the reason being, I'm not truly fasted, but there is controversial research about the benefits of doing fasted cardio versus doing cardio throughout the day with food in your system, which EAAs technically are broken down proteins. This controversy is saying that you're still going to ignite a stress response from that cardio, whether you're doing it first thing in the morning or later in the day. Are you going to burn more calories by doing it completely fasted? Some people say yes, some people say no. So it's up to you, up to your coach. I am now doing it with EAAs added in, and I don't feel like poop when I'm doing my cardio, and I'm able to push a little bit harder. So I actually find it beneficial. I also take a scoop during my workout, so this will be a scoop intra-workout. EAAs are a little bit different than BCAAs because you are getting the additional essential aminos that our body does not make on its own, that you have to get from foods or a supplement. So take a look at some of the EAAs out there, and you won't even find ones that are comparable to his products with how much of total product per EAA is included, as well as the BCAAs. So you're getting BCAAs as well as the EAAs in this product. In addition to my workout, my pre-workout, I'm doing a scoop of Volugen. I train later in the day and I don't want caffeine. So this is a non-stim pre-workout, literally the most comprehensive label on the market. I honestly have never found a better pump formula with as much as this has in it. Honestly, I'm not gonna read through it all because it's so much, but you guys can look it up on their website, Morphogen Nutrition. So that's what I do during my workout. Now, after your workout, I think is one of the most critical times that you need to be aware of how your body's responding. Because it's important, depending on when you work out during the day, that you get back into that parasympathetic state so your body is not overly stressed. So one of the things I started doing to do that is right after my workout, from New Ethics, I take 2 capsules of Cordy's. And in this product, we've got a few different things. I mentioned ashwagandha earlier. It is in here. They have another a list of other active ingredients that are really beneficial for helping bring down that stress relief from the body and that inflammation you may have gotten from a workout. So you can take this either right after your workout or before bed. A lot of people find it extremely beneficial. From New Ethics, this is Cordy's. And then my last meal of the day, I usually will do some zinc, and this is just the Now Brands 50 milligrams. So around your workout, I had somebody ask me this the other day, was what do you do about glucose disposal agents? And New Ethics has a really good glucose disposal agent. I think glucose disposal agents are very important because whenever you're starting to change your food and your dietary decisions, if you have had issues with blood sugar or insulin, you need to start figuring out how to increase the insulin sensitivity. That way, when you go to work out, your carbs are gonna be shuttled properly and put to use. They're not just gonna become fat cells in your body. Glucose disposal agents, when you take them, I either do pre-workout or post-workout, sometimes both, will help push those carbs into those muscles that you're gonna be using. And specifically in this product, I mean, it's loaded down. There's a couple different B vitamins. Berberine is great for insulin sensitivity and carb shuttling. You've got L-glutamic acid. We've got green tea leaf extract, lipolic acid, and some more in here too. So the thing with it is it's gonna help with that nutrient partitioning to make sure everything gets where it needs to. Even if you're in a caloric deficit or you're in an off season or you're just maintaining a lifestyle habit, I say adding these in with your bigger carb meals, maybe once a day or once on a weekend, can be very beneficial for your long-term health. That's all I'm taking right now. Depends on your diet. If you're eating red meat and mushrooms, there's some vegetables that have a good amount of zinc. We only need about 50 to 100 milligrams per day. Women in general can be deficient on it, so I highly recommend adding it in. This is one of the cheaper, cost-effective products you can get out there. And then Just Thrive probiotics. There are so many different probiotics, and you need to look at not only the different strains, but also if there's a blend and if there's a different amount of total CFUs. You want to be sure that the products are going to be important for whatever you're trying to balance out. And there are different types of probiotics. So this is a spore-based, which means that once I digest it, it's actually activating spores. And I found it the most beneficial for me right now from helping with, it's not necessarily gut inflammation, but preventing that inflammation that I think can happen from either bloating or, I mean, I'm in low calories right now, so making sure that when I'm eating a lower amount of food, I'm still going to be giving food to my gut microbiome. And this is part of that. You eat prebiotics to feed the gut, but probiotics are gonna help keep those growing and active and alive so that your microbiome diversity is still intact. And last but not least, before bed, I just started using this. It's called Relax Liposome. It's just a dropper you put in your mouth from New Ethics as well. And it tastes pretty good. I have always had an issue with certain sleep products. Like if I have valerian root, most of the time I'm up all night. If I have melatonin over a certain amount, I'm up all night. And this product specifically has GABA and a few different vitamin Bs. It has folate. It has a couple different added sleep active ingredients as well. And so I started using it a couple days ago, and it's been really helpful for me to just like wind down for the night, relax, and go to sleep. But like I said, these are just what I'm taking right now. And if you are just trying to explore what supplements are gonna work for you, highly recommend either reaching out to a coach or starting to do your own research online, figuring out what you need to balance your lifestyle, your goals, and your budget, because that's important too. Some of these products I won't take, so that's really important to me, is making sure that I'm always gonna take magnesium, I'm always gonna take a probiotic, and I'm always gonna take, I'm always gonna take zinc, just because I know how important they are for my female hormones. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. I appreciate everyone's support. I'm about 8.5 weeks out right now. Getting tired, but I'm hanging in there, and I couldn't have done it without all of y'all, so thank you so much. And comment below what your thoughts are, what are some supplements that you got questions about or that you take. And I'm also gonna put the codes underneath as well that you can use to purchase any of the products that I talked about here. So have a great one, and I will talk with y'all soon.